From the heart of the city, straight to your radio. Honest, intimate, real. This is where love gets real and real gets deep. It's not just talk, it's the Love Talk Show. Are you ready? Then let's dive in right now.
A very good evening to everyone. The Love Talk Show is on air, and every day the Love Talk Show is bringing here topics related to love life, related to marriage, because my wife is here with me, Andrea. We have seen a lot people being, not deceived, but they are hopeless when the subject is love.
And that's why we are every day here. Hello, good evening everyone, of course, in first place. That's why we are here every single day to talk to you about intelligent love. And why intelligent love? Why rational love? Because the matters of the heart can be very deceitful, and that's why we need to have a clear mind to make wise decisions. That's why intelligent love.
And we are not saying people, they do not have partners, because more than ever people, they do have partners. But the main question here is not finding a partner or finding someone to be with, is exactly to build that love in life. Well, let's pay attention to this report and then we are coming back.
The wear and tear of a bad relationship. Today we're talking about the slow erosion of a relationship, the wear and tear that ultimately leads to its collapse. Relationships rarely break overnight. Instead, they wear down slowly, like a stone being worn away by a constant drip of water. This is the cumulative effect of continuous unresolved problems that create a heavy burden, a weight that eventually becomes too much to bear. This constant strain causes significant damage not just to the partner's emotional health, but also often to their physical well-being. Constant conflicts, stress, and the repetition of negative patterns steal the joy and peace from your shared life. Every time a problem goes unresolved, another chip taken out of that foundation of trust and affection. Imagine a couple that argues every week over how they handle their finances. The argument is never truly resolved. It just pauses until the next time the issue arises. Over months and years, this constant conflict creates a heavy burden of resentment. One partner feels unheard and unappreciated. The other feels constantly nagged and criticized. The problem wasn't a single fight, but the endless, unresolved repetition. The constant stress of anticipating the next argument takes its toll. This wear and tear can manifest in many ways. Emotional distance. You stop sharing your feelings because you feel your partner doesn't listen anyway. Physical health issues. The chronic stress of an unhappy relationship can lead to anxiety, depression, and other health problems. Lack of joy. The things you once enjoyed together become sources of tension or stop happening altogether. The statistics reflect the severity of this issue. According to a 2017 study by University College London, ongoing arguments and growing apart were among the top reasons given for the breakdown of marriages, with the lack of communication often the underlying cause. A 2019 survey conducted by Your Tango and cited by Marcia Mediation found that communication problems were the single most common factor in divorce, at 65%. This data suggests that the constant unresolved issues of daily life, more than a single big betrayal, are what most often lead to the slow death of a relationship. So, how can you recognize the signs of an unhealthy relationship that is wearing you down? Are you stuck in a pattern of repeating the same arguments with no resolution? Are you feeling a constant weight of burden and resentment instead of joy and peace? We'll talk with our host about how to break the cycle, solve those constant problems, and prevent the wear and tear from destroying your relationship.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And when we are talking the wear and tear of a bad relationship, when we talk about a couple that is together and things are not getting any better, when Andre, we see a couple that they are together and instead of helping, they may be not only upsetting but making the partner or the spouse to feel demotivated in order to not to invest in this relationship anymore. We are here to understand what can cause this, what can bring this coldness between husband and wife, between a couple, when sometimes people, they even say, I'm fed up with it. I don't want this anymore. Deep inside, Andrea, people, they do love each other. The couple love each other. They want to be together, but things are happening. Problems are coming. Difficulties are knocking at people's door, and we all have our own personality. We all have our own fights and our personal way of seeing life and seeing problems and dealing with the difficulties in life, and sometimes bringing another person into our life. We are bringing another person with also a personality, with also his or her own way of dealing with a problem or facing a situation. And sometimes it can be that from talking to the way they behave, it can be damaging what this couple had built together, and they do not see each other as best friends and not even as future partners.
Sometimes people even say, oh, a marriage is a failed institution. We don't agree. Well, personally, we don't agree with that. Marriage was a perfect institution when first created, but because individuals bring, like Peter was mentioning, their own luggage, and sometimes we are not willing to give in, and pride, ego. We spoke about ego one of these days, and ego is so high, in a so high a scale, that people don't want to come down to be humble in order to save relationships. And nowadays it's common, oh, I don't care about this anymore, I don't want to fight for this, I have more interesting things to do, so let's just give up. And marriage became a disposable institution for many people. But we also understand, and we are aware that the continuous exposure to stress and negativity inside a household can erode a person's well-being over time. It's very difficult to have to be exposed to fights and disagreements every single day, because often that makes us feel drained, anxious, and even questioning our own worth. Because imagine if I'm exposed to accusations, to low type of words, bad words, cursing. Imagine in your mind you say, what am I doing here? Why am I exposing myself to this situation? And even if it's not in a violent environment, we are not getting to that point, but everyday arguments and not addressing the root of the problem can erode a marriage or a relationship. Even
it brings this emotional distance where couples they start talking to each other just about the daily tasks they have to do, and sometimes not even talking, it's just a message. Sometimes when they are talking, it creates a conflict. It creates, a bad environment between them. They start being indifferent. I don't care. If you want, you can do it. So can you understand that all these things that are damaging and weakening the relationship, making the relationship so bad that is going to the point of breaking down, and we believe that something can be done to overcome these situations. We believe there's a way to improve with these communications, these superficial communications, that as I was saying, I believe that there's a way to to grow with affection and with care for your partner. But we are going to talk about this after the streets interviews. Our reporter went outside and went there to know what people think about it. Let's all hear.
Straight from the people, straight to you. The word on the street.
Are there early signs that a relationship is becoming damaging? Which ones?
The relationship's becoming damaging?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been in a damaging relationship, but I guess if you don't feel supported or trusting of that person, that would be a red flag, I think. I guess it would depend on the relationship. But yeah, I would say the first sign would be in your body, like a physical feeling of like something's wrong. If you don't feel comfortable with that person, then that would be the first sign for me, at least. I mean, it's hard to say because I've only had positive relationships with people. I think I can tell quite quickly if someone's not what I deem to be a kind person. Maybe the relationships that you've seen growing up, also maybe not knowing your worth. I think if you're like a really happy, content person and you're confident in your own skin, then you know what you're worth and how people should treat you.
It's really easy to depend on your partner. Like I have a partner myself, but it's like it's easy to fall in a trap of like being really dependent on them. So it's good to like hold yourself accountable and be like, oh wait, no, I need to do things alone because I need to be independent as well. It's like easy to stay in the same like situation, I guess. I think you see convenience a lot over like wanting to try something new. Being so dependent on your partner, like it provides a lot of comfort. And I think money is also a really big one, especially if you're living together. It's so much easier when you live together, I feel. And when you want to try and get away from that, it's kind of becomes like more difficult, I would say.
He's coming late or he's not coming the weekends, never answer the phone, never answer the message. We never talk again. If I try to talk, never have an answer. We started share time together. Yeah. Was not my kind of life, so I decided for the divorce. When you don't have enough love for yourself, you try to find that love in the other person, so you feel scared if you broke that relation.
You don't talk as much. Maybe you want to go out more rather than be at home with the person. It's happened to me already before, but I wasn't being cool, so I can't really Do you know? But yeah, it's like people start lying about stuff, just silly little things. Then the other person starts to think the same way. Then they start behaving the same way. Then before you know it, it's pretty toxic. Some people just are used to a routine that they've been in for so long that they don't see anything else other than that. Or you could be children. They could have children and they might want to not break up the happy family, so they try and stay together for the sake of the children. But then that doesn't work in the long run. The main reason they stay together is habits. And I think maybe children's a big factor. Some people would just how many people get married in this day and age and stay together? It's not like back in the days, like our parents that used to get married and they stay together. Nowadays, the people that get married and don't actually stick it out, the percentage is quite high. So I don't think marriage is the answer. You can be with someone and love them and not get married and be with them for forever.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
So what can be done, let's say it, what steps can be taken in a way that we can rebuild a relationship that is already damaged with these things? Because I know, Andrea, there are couples who are already decided to get divorced, and usually divorce it doesn't mean that people they don't like or they don't love each other. Divorce sometimes comes because they don't see a way out to solve problems, because deep down, deep inside, they are in love for their partners. They want to be with their partners, but because they do not find a way to communicate to each other, there's no good environment at home. There's no emotional balance in the house. There's no way of controlling the words that are being said. And even when one is trying to control the other one, it seems that he's exploding all the time. So sometimes people, they see divorce as the only option. And yes, there are a few situations that divorce may be not the solution, but the only option that is available. But on the other hand, Andre, we have been witnessing that in many cases it's not. There's something that can be done in order to transform this situation. So if this person who is listening to us is going through this, there are a few steps that can be taken in a way to make things getting better. So let's start from the very beginning, because small steps and small things, they can make all the difference. Let's talk about communication. Let's talk about the way that you are communicating with your partner. Let's talk about the tone of voice that you are using when you are talking to your partner. Let's talk about the care that you are bringing in the conversation that you are having with your partner. Obviously, if both of you, and at least not one, decides to break this cycle, if both of you will insist in treating each other in a very cold manner, obviously nothing will happen in your relationship of good. The destiny of this relationship is breaking down and divorce for sure. There's no shadow of doubts. But if the person starts thinking, Andrea, on the way they are communicating to each other, the way they are addressing the problem, the way they are, portraying what they think, and the way what they are bringing up as a solution, this is also a problem, because sometimes the partner is always only bringing problem, and brings the problem in a way, this is your problem, so solve it. And it's not only one's problem, it's the couple's problem.
It's a partnership.
So the way they communicate, it's extremely important.
And I was thinking also that, for example, look, I'm a wife, I'm a woman, Peter is a man, he's a husband. So we are both individuals, but as we usually say, we are one. But he's a man, I am a woman. So I can't make out of this a problem. Not or demanding that Peter understand me as if I was talking to a woman, for example. And he can't do the same with me. If I need more explanation, because they are more practical, right? Well, mainly, let's not generalize. Not 100% of men are more practical, but let's say a good 95% are more practical. They have this mindset, A, B, C, and D. Like they have many boxes, but they know how to, they have everything on the right place. If you can imagine now the boxes inside our mind, a woman's mind, at least let's talk about myself, okay? Because I don't want to generalize. Like I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Okay, let's talk about myself. I have many boxes, many wires. Do you know that example of the many wires? And I start talking about the subject. Hey, Peter, this, and that. But then tomorrow, this, and that. He didn't even have time to reply to the first question. I'm already bombarding with the next one. He knows me already because we are married now for more than 28 years. So, but if he's sick and tired of listening to myself, like just talking, just asking and not understanding, okay, that's the way she is, but eventually she will stop. Or let me rewind and not just staying there. Okay, let me try and translate manslater what she's saying. If I didn't understand, let me just ask. And sometimes it just stops and says, okay, what are we going to address first of the 10 things that you just mentioned? So we need to have this communication. And if I'm feeling something, if I was upset with something, if something that is said, something that he did made me sad, so I need to address the situation. Another important thing is when to address and the tone that we address, like Peter was mentioning. That's very important because I can't just dump on him my frustrations, and the same with him.
So you're just saying it's the truth.
It's the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Oh, that's a very good one because many people, they say it. Oh, it's just the truth. She's my husband, or he's my husband. She's my wife, and they know me. I was like this since the beginning, and that's why the wear and tear. That's why it becomes so heavy, because you are married or you are in a relationship, but you don't want to change. You are the same person, that got married 20 years ago or 10 years ago.
It's important too, Andrea, to rekindle the connection between a husband and wife. Mm-hmm. There's something that God brought them together, and at the beginning, they would be talking for hours and days, and they wouldn't get, tired of being with each other. They had shared experiences to talk about. They had good moments to talk about. And they were paying attention to what their partners were saying. Mm-hmm. And this was attractive. One of the things that is damaging the relationship is exactly this. They are not paying attention anymore. They are not listening anymore. They are arguing, and they are just saying like a politician. They always say what they want to say. They never ever notice this. Usually, a politician does not answer to your question. They always repeat what they want to say, and period. And this is what you get from them. Usually, obviously, this is not all, but
it's not a pattern.
But it's the way that some they behave, and it's the same with couples. They always say, and they are coming back to the same subject, like they are not paying attention to what the other said. They are not, and when one day you understand, maybe my wife, my husband, my partner was upset. I will talk about this later on or tomorrow, but this is being dragged for weeks, months, and sometimes years, and the person feels like I'm not being understood. Mm-hmm. This person doesn't understand what is going on. And problems, Andrea, conflicts are coming all the time. They are coming. it's important for this person also to understand that there are ways for us to fix the problem, and a constructive way, it's always the best way, not in the way of pointing fingers or accusing, just putting the person down, or pointing fingers to the person saying you are this and you are that, you are doing like this or you're doing like that, or it's because of you, or you are worthless, or it's your fault. Obviously is not going to help. You are a partner, you are there to help. So let's rekindle the connection between you and your partner. And when you are paying attention, is also one of the ways to help in bringing back this good connection.
And that helps to restore intimacy, because many people, men, women, it doesn't matter, they say, oh, my husband doesn't give me attention, or it just comes to me in the evening, you know what for. So of course, if you didn't give attention to your partner throughout the day, a message, if you were close to her or to him, holding hands, touch.
It's a good question. When was the last time this person they were holding hands, this couple? When was the last time they shared or they revealed a gesture of care or a gesture of love?
When was the last time that the person said,
I'm not
I
talking
love
about
you?
Chocolates and roses. I'm talking about being that, having this kind of touching. Sometimes they
Gestures.
sleep in the same bed, but they don't touch each other.
Do you know that many people are more kind with the boss, with the friend at work, with people outside, even with strangers, than they are more kind to those people than to their own partners inside the house. So that's a thing that we need to address quickly, because then when you search for intimacy, if the person is cold, it's because that coldness is already a fruit, is already a reflection of this wear and tear of the relationship, because we can't just remember that the person exists in the evening when we are in need of something of the person without wanting to give first. Yesterday we were talking about love and neediness. When a person is needy, she just wants to receive. But when a person really loves, she's more worried about giving. Did I call my wife today or my partner today? Did I tell her that I love her or love him? For example, sometimes myself and Peter, we ask each other, did I tell you that I love you today? Well, it's more Peter that asks me, did I tell you today that I love you? And I said, no, but you can still say it. And then he says it. And sometimes we are working, we are busy throughout the day, but we have a coffee together. We take time to have a coffee together. Even if we are not talking for hours like before, while we were dating, my father really paid a huge telephone bill. Back then we didn't have cell phones, but we still enjoy the minutes, the time of the day that we are together to really be together. So it's not a matter of gifts like Peter was mentioning. It's a matter of care.
Planning quality time together, even with all the responsibilities you may have in life. So, focus more on the solution than on the problem. So sit with your partner, try to talk, establish boundaries, tell your partner, we are not cursing, we are not shouting at each other, we are not going to offend each other, we are not going to swear, I'm sorry what I'm saying. We are going to have a normal conversation. And then, an addiction of offending or ignoring or giving the silent treatment, the addiction of doing this, it's there. So it's something that will change with time. But take the first step. Even if your partner doesn't want, take the first step. You should not leave the relationship knowing that there are things pending, there are things that you could have done and you have not done them, and you gave up. So give your best in a way that you can, bring this good connection between you and your partner again, between you and your spouse. And consider, maybe you should consider to seek for help. But about this, we are going to talk later on.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio. Real stories, real dilemmas, real solutions. Only on the Dear Love Talk Show.
Why does it take some people longer to start dating, while others start quickly?
And we have this segment called Dear Love Talk Show, where people are sending to us their questions and we are giving our answer here. If you want to do so, you can email us to love@uckg.org. And Andre, we have a listener worried why some relationships or some people start dating quicker and others it takes longer. Why?
So the thing is, I can even compare. Why do people they enroll in a profession quicker than others? Why do people finish their degrees quicker than others? That's a question that, for us to reply to, we can even add a few characteristics. For example, investment, taking care of themselves. What else can we say? For example, we do have
I'm sorry. There's something that is very common in these things, in these relationships that are taking longer. Sometimes the person is shy. Is so shy that sometimes they are not allowing a potential partner to see them.
You know, we are going to talk about the love therapy, but we do have different activities here in the Rainbow and across the UK, in the UCKG, where because of these situations, we invite people to participate exactly to overcome shyness, to come together, to get to know new people. I can even remember, and in regards to our singles hour, we are going to have it next week on Thursday. So it's a very, very good opportunity for you to get to know someone and even give like a step of, or a leap of faith, a step of believing in yourself. Sometimes the person takes longer because she believes, and this is not good, that she's not worthy. She's not worthy of having someone because she went through a lot of failed relationships. We can even relate to that in the sense of, if you keep believing in yourself in this manner or lowering emotionally yourself, so it's very hard for you to start dating. Or sometimes the person is afraid to commit mistakes or afraid to fail. And that's why she always gives a step back. Maybe she even had chances, or someone came to her or tried to approach her, or him, of course, it can be a man or a woman. But because they were afraid to fail, or for that, afraid of that relationship to fail, so they withdraw.
Well, of course, there are people at this moment who are single because they choose to. Because they are working on themselves, because they have different plans, because they are taking care of themselves and giving time to start a relationship on the due time. Obviously, you are not that person that we are talking about. But if there is anything within you that you need to overcome and you need to develop in order for you to be more visible, and I'm not talking about exterior
exposure
things. I'm talking about who you really are. So I really advise you also to take part of the Love Therapy Seminar that will take place next Thursday at 8 p.m.
Everything I've never seen myself as a normal child. I've always seen myself as a very sad child, very negative thoughts. I was never that playful one that wants to go to the park and jump. I was always very reclused. And all started when I understood the meaning of death, because I asked my mother about my grandparents. And she said, your grandmother is back home, but your grandfather passed away. And that was the first time I heard about death, but what is that passing away? And that's when she said, when you sleep and you never wake up again. And since then, my mind just went really sad, really depressed, as in, what's the point of living? So I come to this world to then die. So why am I here? So that means I'm not even good enough to even live forever. And all of those thoughts from the age of 6 until the age of 12, they used to consume me a lot. Plus my dad cheating on my mom quite frequently. I didn't get along with my brother at all. We were always arguing. We were 2 children that couldn't get along. We grew up together, but it was not really happening. At the age of 12, I said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm just gonna end it all. That's when I went to the kitchen and I took a knife. I said, it's over, I don't want this anymore. And when I put the knife on my pulse, I just hear the door of my bedroom opening all of a sudden. When I saw that movement, I hid the knife quickly. And when I look, it was my mother with this massive, big smile saying, let's go out. And when I saw that, I said, there must be happiness somewhere in this world. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. So I used to travel a lot, listening to music, go out with friends. I did everything that I could just to be happy. But the more I tried, the more empty I was. And it was terrible. At night, I couldn't sleep properly. I had horrible nightmares. I couldn't sleep in the dark. Constantly had voices in my mind telling me, you're nothing. You're good for nothing. No one loves you. No one cares for you. Just die, just disappear. And I used to block these thoughts by going out. At this point, I was about 16. So I used to go out with friends. I used to have fake ID to go clubbing, drinking, partying, smoking. I had a boyfriend and I found out that he cheated on me. And that's when I said, that's it. Now I'm gonna end it all. That's when I tried my second attempt of suicide. At the time we lived on the 5th floor and I tried to jump from the balcony. So when I tried, my legs froze. And I was just not moving until I decided to take a step back. I looked up and I said, God, if you are there, just help me. And next day, that's when my mom, she invited me to the UCKG. And from the first day I stepped inside, I said, this place is new. I've never been in a place with so much peace. I just walked inside and I saw right there on the altar, Jesus Christ is the Lord. At the time, I had already tried the drugs, the smoking, the clubbing, guys, but I never really had tried Jesus at the time. And when I saw that name on the altar, I said, yes, I found my place. I'm not going back. So I started attending the meetings, I started attending the services. The first difference that I noticed was in my mind. So those negative voices didn't have space anymore. They tried sometimes to say you're not good enough, but then I had a strength that would tell me, another voice, a stronger voice, that will tell me, you are good enough, you can make this, I am with you. But even though I had this strength, there was a service that the pastor mentioned about the Holy Spirit, that if you don't have the Holy Spirit, you're not gonna last long in your faith and you'll go back to where you came from. At the time, it sounded a bit of, I'm not really understanding, but I trust. Okay, I'm not understanding what pastor means, but I will trust, I'll carry on praying about it. And then I understood what I hadn't given yet. I had not forgiven myself from all the wrong things I've done in the past. Because at the time I had already forgiven my parents, my family, all those who bullied me in school. But the issue was me. That was my greatest fight to fully change and have the Holy Spirit. And the day that I received that baptism, it's indeed what a day. I cannot forget. I gave myself to God, I gave it all. I decided to forgive myself and to start a new journey with God. I said enough is enough, and that day, that's when I received the baptism with the Holy Spirit. I can say that after the baptism with the Holy Spirit, I became a different person because I was not the same. From that sad, depressed person, now there was not only life inside of me, but I was the one giving positive words of faith, of strength to other people as well. And At times I look at my own self and say, wow, what a change. There's no more darkness, no more sadness. The change was not only inside of me, but also outside my family. My dad stopped cheating on my mom as well, so much so that now I even have a younger sister than me. So that's how much peace he was in the household. And it has been a great journey, because now not only I have life for myself, but I'm able also to give to others. I'm able to serve God as an assistant. And it has been an amazing journey. The happiness I was looking for, I finally found it. So much so that now God even provided me with a marvelous husband who also serves him as an assistant. We serve God together. We are there fighting for the people together. And after that, I got a job in the field that I really wanted to as well, to the point of today being a manager. But what I really would like to emphasize is, although I have a happy marriage, I have a lovely family, an amazing career, without the Holy Spirit, that's dust. It's absolutely nothing. As long as the Spirit of God is inside of me, I have everything.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And when we are now reaching the end of the Love Talk Show, we can realize with what is her name? I forgot. Leonella's story. We can realize how a relationship can have an effect over a person's life. Many have been distressed, sad, in anguish, feeling like depressed, demotivated because of everything they are going through in a relationship and in love life.
And that's a huge problem, because the topic that we were talking about today can bring the wear and tear of a bad relationship, can bring many mental and emotional problems, and one of them is exactly depression. But don't give up on yourself if you are involved with someone that made you feel sad or fall into deep sadness and you didn't know how to overcome that. Leonella's story, like so many other real life stories, they are the mirror for ourselves to see and to acknowledge that we don't have to continue on this path, sometimes of self-destruction. Or if you are the person that can't move on from a bad relationship and now you are in a new relationship doing the same things and this relationship is falling to the ground, so ask for help, because both of us, we went through that. We came from broken households. The same with Leonella, although she had a family, but she was feeling broken from within. And that situation, no one can help in the sense of a human being. You can ask for help, of course, you can share what you are going through. You have friends, you have family members, but even so, you are feeling depressed and sad. And the step of faith, the leap of faith that Leonella gave, it's the one that we are inviting you to give today. Every single Thursday at 8 p.m. we have the Love Therapy Seminar. It's not only to find a partner, or not mainly to find a partner, although we have really real life stories also that people they were able to make a wise decision and today they are happily married, but mainly to start focusing on your inner and to be healed from within.
So the help center is open every single day. The love therapy is on Thursday, but every day we have our doors open. For you to know more about UCKG, you can go online, uckg.org, and we are in 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4 3NX, 5 minutes away from the Finsbury Park train station. Every single day we are here to help you in case if you want to receive our help. May God bless you all. See you tomorrow here at 10 p.m.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Before taking part in the love therapy, what difficulties would you say you encountered in or you faced in relationships?
Before I started coming to the love therapy, I never really had a romantic relationship, but I think I struggled just in general just to speak to males. I was kind of quite reserved. I found it really difficult to build friendships with people. I would have like a period of time where I'd have a friendship with someone and then I just wouldn't be their friend anymore. I just struggled to maintain, that care and that love for people in general.
What is the most significant change you've made in your life, within yourself, and what did you learn from this?
I think the most significant change that I've made in my life is having a positive mindset about myself and where I want to be in the future. And I think that it had a really big impact on me because the way that I approach every single area of my life is just completely different to the way that it was. Before, I just used to think, my life is doomed to be negative, to be bad. But now I go, forward with things with hope, and I can see how my life moves forward because of that.
How would you say the love therapy has contributed to your growth?
I think the love therapy has contributed to my growth because whatever I learn here, I go outside and I practice, and I can see the change within my family and my relationships, and just within myself I do feel like I'm flourishing and becoming better.
Want to experience the love therapy for yourself? Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park. You'll be inspired.
Welcome to the Universal Church, a place that invites you in with open arms, a place where you are greeted with a smile and you can feel at home, a place where you can step in and know that it's all about God. The Universal Church is open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We have 4 services every day to target a specific area of your life. This is so that no matter how busy your schedule is, you won't have to miss out. You can receive the help that you need, whether it's for your finances, health, family, love life, or spiritual development. We run a 24-hour helpline, providing spiritual support whenever you need it. You can reach us anytime, day or night, on 020 7686 6000. And if you prefer to message, you can also contact us on WhatsApp at 020 7686 6010. Free face-to-face guidance is also on hand, with experienced advisors who can support you with your life challenges. So, pop into your local Universal Church, where helping people is what drives us. For details and locations, visit uckg.org.
That's a wrap on today's Love Talk Show, where every conversation brings you closer to intelligent love. We'll be back soon with more love, more truth, and more talk. Until next time, keep practicing intelligent love.